He found a camera in the woods and pressed play. Movie camera. The night was heavy with silence. Autumn's chill lingered in the air, and the moonlight filtered through the trees, scattering pale silver across the forest floor. Eli, a 27-year-old who had moved back to his small hometown in upstate New York after failing to make it in the city, often wandered into the woods when his thoughts became too loud. That night was no different. He needed the quiet, needed the kind of stillness that could muffle the chaos inside him. As he walked deeper, his boot struck something hard beneath the leaves. He stopped, crouched, and brushed the dirt away. There, half buried in the earth and covered with damp leaves, was a small handheld camcorder. Old, scratched, but intact. Eli turned it over in his hands, the cold metal oddly warm against his skin. Something about it pulled at him. It didn't feel like chance. It felt placed. Back home, under the yellow light of his kitchen lamp, Eli set the camera on the table. His finger hovered over the play button. For a long while, he stared at it, battling an unshakable sense that whatever was inside wasn't meant for him, yet somehow, it had found him. Finally, he pressed play. The first clip. The footage flickered to life, grainy and unstable. A girl appeared on screen. She couldn't have been more than 16, with dark hair tied into a messy braid. Her voice cracked with nervous laughter. "My name's Isabel. If anyone's watching this, it means, well, it means I didn't make it out." Eli froze. She looked around her nervously in the video. "I don't have much time. If you're seeing this, please tell my mom I tried to come home." The clip ended abruptly, leaving only static. Eli's chest tightened. He rewound it, watched again. The same face. The same plea. Isabel. The name triggered a faint memory. Back when Eli was a kid, there had been news of a girl from a nearby town who had gone missing. Posters with her photo had been taped to lampposts and diner windows for months. Dark hair. Bright eyes. Isabel Moreno. She was never found. The spiral. Eli couldn't sleep. He kept watching the camera. There were more clips, short, jittery fragments of Isabel talking, hiding in what looked like a cabin, whispering into the lens. He could hear voices shouting in the background, doors slamming. Once, she winced at the sound of footsteps. "Please, whoever finds this, don't let me disappear. Don't let them erase me." Eli felt as if she were speaking directly to him. By dawn, he had already pulled out his laptop and searched her name. The old articles flooded back: missing teen, immigrant family, police calling it a runaway. Her parents had begged for answers. The case had gone cold 2 decades ago. Eli stared at the screen. His own failures, his own disappointments, all of it shrank beneath the weight of what he had just seen. This wasn't just a forgotten tape. This was someone's truth buried in the dirt, waiting to be found. The hunt. Over the next week, Eli dug deeper. He retraced the paths in the woods, searching for the cabin in the footage. He found nothing but trees and silence. He even drove to Isabel's old neighborhood, where her mother still lived in a faded yellow house. He couldn't bring himself to knock. Instead, he sat in his car, camera clutched in his lap, staring at the windows until guilt forced him to drive away. But the footage wouldn't leave him alone. Each night he replayed Isabel's eyes, pleading, afraid, alive. He noticed new details each time: a torn jacket, a cross necklace, the corner of a license plate visible through a cabin window. That plate number gnawed at him. Finally, Eli reported it. He brought the footage to the police, expecting dismissal. But the detective's face changed the moment he saw the tape. Within weeks, the case reopened. The plate belonged to a man who had lived on the outskirts of town, long dead now, but the land still held secrets. When they dug near the cabin ruins, they found what Isabel had begged them not to erase: remains, scraps of clothing, a necklace. The weight of truth. The discovery made headlines. Cold case solved after 20 years. Isabel's family wept when they were finally able to bury her. The mother Eli had once been too afraid to face, clutched his hand with trembling fingers and whispered, "You brought my daughter home." Eli couldn't explain why the camera had found him. Why that night, that path, his boots striking something buried. But he knew one thing: pressing play had changed everything. For the first time in years, Eli didn't feel like a failure. He felt chosen. Like the universe had handed him a responsibility, and for once, he had risen to it. The last clip. Weeks later, when the case was closed and the world had moved on, Eli turned the camera on one last time. He hadn't noticed before, but there was one final clip hidden deep in the files. The screen showed Isabel again, whispering into the dark. "If you're watching this, it means you cared enough to look. Thank you. I knew someone would find me." Eli's vision blurred. He let the camera play until the screen faded to black, the silence of the room echoing like a prayer answered too late but answered nonetheless. He closed his eyes, and for the first time in years, he slept.